Okay, here's a bit of an update on my rear end project, the 9-inch Ford. This is the third member. Prior to pulling it from the car, it had a little bit of a whine to it, so I didn't know if I needed to adjust the backlash or if I need some sort of rebuild kit. I'm eventually going to buy a whole nother third member set up for different applications. Like if I was going to take the car to the track with the kid, I'd put in one third member, and then for like street driving or whatever, I'd put in the other one, instead of having to change the gearing and all that kind of stuff, the gear ratio. But anyways, me and my big bro tried to mess with this. I've never adjusted the backlash on a Ford rear end, so I watched a couple videos and thought I could tackle it. However, I'm not having good luck setting this properly unless there's something wrong with the gear. When I set it to the with the proper backlash, it feels good in some spots, and then feels like it's binding up when I actually rotate it all the way around with a little bit of pressure. There's a tool that you need. I don't even know if you can see. That's probably a little better. But there's a tool that you need to adjust these. I don't know what to call these, if they're called nuts or whatever. You basically take this bolt off with this locking pin, and then you're supposed to, I guess, back one off whichever direction you need to go. Loosen the one side and then tighten the other side to keep the proper preload on it. And I apologize for it being dark right here, but it's pretty heavy, and with my back being the way it is, I can't move it into the light for now. Because I didn't really want to buy the tool or wait for the tool for this, I just took a piece of just some iron I have laying around, and took my old push rods and cut a little piece off of them, and then basically welded that together so that I could have a tool with some good leverage. So it's pretty easy. I mean, anyone could do that if you have a little welder. You probably could do it with some bolts, and just use a locking nut to lock the bolt in place, if you know what I mean, to keep it straight up. Just drill some holes if you don't have a welder. But I try to weld something every chance I get. Anyhow, I don't know if I did this wrong. I couldn't record what I was trying to do because it was very frustrating. But that's where we're at. I can't really go any further with the rear brakes until I get that this situated and back in the carrier. And it's in great condition. The gears look real good, but I know that there's something going on with how it's set up. So I'll probably have to bow down and take this to someone else who knows what they're doing, because I really don't want to play with it and mess up the gearing or anything like that. So once I get that done, I'll move fairly quickly on the brake setup. I actually got the rotors in, and I'll show you those in a second. Okay, and here's a look at the rotors I picked up for the setup. They're cross-drilled, slotted, and they actually have I guess what's referred to as the corrected vanes, I guess, where the way that it cools, those little slots right there are actually curved and allow the rotor or brakes or whatever to cool down properly. These are the front, where this one rotor right here, I pulled them out the box. This is the front. It's actually a 14-inch rotor. It's there you have it. 14 inches, and this is what the front Corvette C6 Z06 rotor size is, and this is what that's off of, or 4. It's brand new though. And the rear on a C6 Z06 is 13.39 inches, and since that's the brake setup I'm going with, I'm using what it calls for. So this is the one for the rear, and it's about 13.39 inches. And this is where that the portion of the emergency brake sits into, that drum, and expands to lock that in place. So pretty nice rotors. Everything I'm doing, I'm trying to do within a certain budget. And I think I paid for all 4 of these. I already have brake pads for front and rear. But I think I paid like $215 to my door for all 4 of these, and they have a warranty on them. They look to be of good quality, and the company I got these from haven't had any issues throughout all the rotor sets I've purchased from them. First time I've done anything this huge on one of my cars, but it's these should hold up real well. And since I hadn't done anything with the rear end project, I thought I'd do a little bit of an update. So that's where I'm at. The rest of them are here, all in the boxes. So hopefully I can get that third member set up, and I may have to machine the axle flanges on that Ford rear end to fit inside. Actually, that's the front, so to fit inside here. And I can't tell just yet if I'm going to need to. I think it's the flanges have to be machined down to fit inside of this diameter right here, and which is 5 and something. I think 5.94 inches. So after I get that done, which I had to travel about an hour away from here to have the axle flanges machined, and find somewhere to help me with this rear end setup, with the third member, getting the backlash set up properly, then I'll get moving with that project.